What's up, you guys? Welcome to Decided. He's Chris. I'm Tony. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been following our Poi Pizza podcast, but this one, it's just all about sports. All right? So we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling.
Yeah.
Now, hang on with us. Stay tuned and stay involved because we need your help to make this show happen.
Yeah.
So we're just going to get this thing rolling to start this clock.
That's right, man. There's a lot of people who wanted to hear, who wanted us to continue from what we started on Facebook, moving on into something more live. So this is it, guys.
All right. Welcome to Decided. First topic, hot topic on the thing, UFC.
That's right,
214.
man. That's right. John Bone Jones just taking it to DC. Daniel Cormier. And I know everybody's out there like, you got one side or the other deep down inside, dude. Like, it was obvious to me. I just felt like Bone Jones was just way too big, way too strong.
Oh, he towers over him.
Yeah,
he towers over
absolutely
him.
Bigger. And I'm not like a super UFC fan, and I know that there are a lot of guys out there who are super UFC fans. But like, I just looked at them, and I know Cormier. I looked at some of his older fights, and I know like the guy's super dominating. But man, John Jones, man, just like taking it to him, dude.
Yeah, but the first two rounds, Cormier. Jones looked like he had that long layoff.
Yeah.
It looked like he had the time. I mean, he was a little bit slow at times.
Yeah,
he was lounging some stuff, but I thought that the first two rounds went to Cormier. And then he got broadsided with a size 14 to the side of the head.
After watching the fight, 10 times, I recorded it and then I watched it over and over again. You could see in the first two rounds that it was a setup. I mean, the whole time, the low kicks, the overhands, trying to get Cormier to dodge one way. You could see that setup taking place. And in the third round, he finished him. I mean, the guy's the best. And I gotta agree with Cormier, man. I don't see a rivalry here. When you lose both fights, it's not really a rivalry. But dude, what's up with Joe Rogan, man? Like, at least he apologized. But for him to go and interview Cormier after the fight, I don't know what you guys
think. He led with, I hate to interview people after they get knocked out, but we're gonna do this anyway. We're gonna just interview you. I know you're still dazed and confused because you didn't even know which way was up when you got up. But let me ask you a question real quick. What did you think when this foot hit you in the side? No, man.
It's we've actually discussed that before, right? About people who like, you start off with a disclaimer. I don't mean to offend you, but I'm gonna offend
with all
you.
due respect, as I disrespect you.
With all due respect, I'm about to disrespect you. Yeah. So, at least he apologized afterwards. So I appreciate the fact that he apologized for it. But at the end of the fight, John Jones goes and calls up Brock Lesnar. So I want to know what you guys think out there. Between Lesnar and John Jones. I know there are some of you who feel like John Jones should be fighting someone like Gus in his weight class. We just want to know what you guys think. Yeah,
and one thing that I was most surprised about, and I want to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Because these two hate each other, DC and Jones. I mean, there was even, I was listening to a phone call where they thought they stopped recording, and they were still recording, and they were still going at it. Because a lot of it is show, like McGregor and Mayweather. A lot of it is show, right? And the hatred is kind of for show.
Yeah.
And then, but these guys legitimately hate each other.
Yeah.
They can't stand each other. I was super shocked to see how Jones reacted after the fight. I thought he was going to do one of these again. And, after the last fight. But, man, he showed mad respect to DC.
He did, man. And I think he's been through a lot in his career. Going through all of that, through all of the challenges. And really, he has one loss that was actually a disqualification.
Right.
So.
Truly undefeated.
Yeah.
And Cormier, 19-2 with only 2 losses coming to Jones.
One, dude, I mean, that must suck. Dude.
Oh, dude.
Can you imagine that? Like you own everyone except for one dude, man.
One dude ate you up.
One dude ate you up. This one dude, beat you twice. It's, and the second time it's super convincing. So I'm looking forward to see what happens as far as John Jones goes. I'm looking forward to see what he does in the future. I'd love to see him scrap Brock Lesnar. Like, that would be interesting, to say the least. We're going to move on now to our section of the show that we're looking forward to, which is the Decided. Decided.
All right, let's get that time on the clock.
Terrific. So, the time on the clock's going to start, and here's how Decided works. We're going to pick one side or the other, and we're going to defend that side of our argument. And it all has to do with sports, but this time, we're talking about one thing, okay? We're talking about boxing versus MMA. Which one you like better?
Decided.
Okay, I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, you just said I'm a purist.
Yeah.
It's got to be boxing.
I know.
Boxing is way better. Well, it was way better. I wish boxing would go back to the days of De La Hoya, Sugar Shane, Felix Trinidad. The days where the middleweights and the heavyweights, and granted, that was way further back. Heavyweights have really lost. But what boxing needs is they need legitimate middleweights and legitimate heavyweights to bring it back. I'm not into UFC, man. It's 5 rounds. They're long rounds, and I don't know, man. Like, you look at the first 2 rounds of Jones and DC, and it's kind of boring. There was maybe one takedown where really just kind of got thrown down.
Yeah.
And I know some of you are going to say
boring though.
Mayweather's way boring. Mayweather's the boringest fighter,
dude.
and I know,
He's
but
boring to watch too.
But boxing as a whole versus UFC as a whole, boxing I remember for the super fights, getting ready for Marco Antonio Barrera versus Prince Nazim, and the build up for it, because Prince, everyone hated him. He did the flips in the ring. I think he showed up in like a bird cage for the fight, and it was a super fight. People were waiting for it. Mayweather and Pacquiao should have happened 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Mayweather was scared. For those of you Mayweather lovers out there, I'm sorry, dude. He was way scared. He did not want to fight Pacquiao in his prime. But, dude, I got to go with boxing.
Okay.
I just do.
Oh, yeah, I think, I get what you're saying. But what I believe is the days of boxing, it's over, man. There was a time in America where it was about boxing, it was about horse racing, and it was about baseball. There's no more of that anymore.
Wait a minute.
There's no more of that anymore.
You're gonna lump horse racing in the boxing?
It was one of the top 3 pastimes in America, and it's no longer that anymore. But here's why I believe MMA is the new rising sport, obviously, particularly in combat sports, and there are just so many big names as opposed to boxing, where there are like very few big names. Floyd's probably the most well-known name, household name. Maybe Pacquiao, and that's probably about it in terms of boxing. There are just no real big superstars like the MMA. Another thing is that it seems like a lot of the younger combat sports athletes, a lot of those fighters, they choose the MMA over boxing, man. So I just think that the golden age of boxing is over. I think MMA is the up and coming rising. In fact, it's not even rising, dude. I mean, it's already a star. It's already huge. And yes, I agree with a lot of you, okay? Because people get crazy. They're like, well, the fighters don't get paid enough. I agree with you. The fighters don't get paid enough. Even though rumor has it that DC, or I don't know if rumor has it, but I read somewhere that DC got paid $1 million for losing this fight. Not for losing, but for participating in this fight. He got $1 million. So, I'm going to say MMA. You say boxing.
My issue with MMA.
Okay.
I think part of it largely has to do with this. Back in the days when we were growing up.
Yeah.
We had a beef in school. What do? We duked it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, we're pretty much done after that.
Yeah.
Probably friends after, probably bros, maybe not, maybe went separate ways.
Yeah.
Now, fights, they're getting dirty.
Yeah.
Because people are training in mixed martial arts, they're training in jiu-jitsu, they're training, and they're hurting people. It's not just about, like if we got in a boxing fight, even if I knocked you out or whatever, like you were okay. Now it's arm snapping, it's putting them out, choking them out. Because you can't tap out in a street fight.
Yeah.
I just think it's way more dangerous for the youth. And you're right. I mean, I'll admit it. Although I'm a purist, UFC has far surpassed boxing. It's because boxing has had crap.
Yeah.
On the docket. The fight coming up, not the Mayweather-McGregor fight, but the fight right after that, I don't even know who they are. They're middleweights.
Yeah.
It's De La Hoya that's promoting it.
Right.
I don't even have a clue who they are, and I love boxing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just boxing has died.
Yeah.
And what's coming up? That's not a boxing match. It's not. It's a circus, and we'll get to that later. But man,
you're talking about the Mayweather-McGregor.
Mayweather-McGregor. Yes, but.
And I agree with you in that for sure.
I have a hard time, and I watched DC and Jones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest with you. I didn't know a whole lot going into it. I didn't watch any of the undercards. I didn't watch any of it. I don't know enough. I just can't get into it. But I get it. I get why. Why everyone likes it. It is hype. They just got to start paying the fighters. I mean, UFC is worth $4 billion. They just sold for like 4.3 billion.
Yeah.
And they're paying their fighters a $25,000 bonus for the fight of the night from Reebok. Come on, man.
Yeah.
These guys are out there killing themselves, hurting themselves.
Sure.
And you're going to pay them pennies?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the fighters got to step up and
Yeah, I think the other thing with the MMA too though is that they have a lot more events than boxing ever had. I mean, you can catch MMA. I remember they had boxing had Tuesday night fights. But like with MMA, like there's in a couple months another pay-per-view. There's fights on every single week. There's like new people coming into the MMA world. So it's I think a lot of boxing's decline is due to the MMA's
I agree.
success. So
you're
there's a
UFC?
lot totally.
Yep, I'm boxing.
100%.
What do you guys think?
Choose a side.
This weekend, Steph Curry was at Harrison Barnes' wedding and started doing the LeBron, the hashtag LeBron challenge.
Yeah.
So we want to know, which side are you on? Was he laughing at or was he laughing with LeBron?
Decided.
And the worst part about that too is that Kyrie was there.
Right.
The whole thing with Kyrie being involved, or wanting to be traded from the Cavs, and him being there, and all of them laughing at it. I think the media just blew it out of proportion, man. I think it's a bunch of guys at a wedding, laughing with someone that I don't really see the big deal. I watched this, or I read a CBS Sports article about how they were trolling LeBron, and I don't know if they were trolling him, man. I mean, I think it's someone in their same industry. They were imitating him. I really don't think it's a big deal. Steph got the best of him, won the title. The only thing that bothers me is that Kyrie was there laughing too. So, as far as Steph, I think Steph was laughing with him. I think Kyrie was laughing at him because Kyrie is over the whole LeBron thing, man. So that's my take on it, dude.
Imagine this. I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
You're saying laughing with. I know. Here's the purist in me.
Okay.
He was totally laughing at him, man. He was totally laughing at him.
Not Steph, though.
Steph was laughing at him. Steph has been
so.
throwing jabs. And the fact that Kyrie was there going, come on, give it more. I mean, look, Steph, look me in the eyes. You were laughing at him. I mean, no matter how you spin it, it's entertaining. Look, it's keeping basketball relevant in a time that is really the dead time traditionally for basketball.
Yeah, and we're still talking basketball.
We're still talking, and we're talking Kyrie, we're talking Steph, we're talking LeBron. I mean, look, we all know that it's going to be Golden State and Cleveland again. He is totally trolling LeBron.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. But my point on this, though, is LeBron opened himself up for it.
Yeah, dude. Like,
why the hell would you even film yourself working? He's walking around going,
I was about to say that. Too.
Yeah. I thought he was Randy Macho Man Savage. Yeah.
Randy would have been proud, man.
Randy would have been proud.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, dude, what are you? It's almost like, LeBron's this superstar basketball player, right? Yeah. Right, he's like a superstar basketball player. Then be a superstar basketball player. Like it seems like he was trying too hard to be cool or to be liked by the public, which, we all know, and it's pretty clear that LeBron doesn't like to not be liked. I mean, LeBron does everything he does because he's kind of diva-ish. Well, he's really diva-ish.
He's really diva-ish.
But he doesn't like when people don't like him. He has I can't remember what the complex is called, but he has that complex where he wants everyone to like him. And I think he tried a little bit too hard. And the fact that Steph kind of got a hold of it and
I was going to throw a name out there, but we all know him, so I'm not going to throw him out there.
Yeah, don't throw the name out there, man.
So, laughing with.
Yeah, I mean.
Laughing at.
I think Steph was just having a little bit of fun with it.
Choose a side.
Also over the weekend, okay?
Yeah.
You guys all know LaVar Ball. All right, I don't even know where to begin with this. Okay?
My man.
Okay, over the weekend, LaVar had his son, LaMelo, and the Big Ballers team in the AAU Summer Championships in Las Vegas. Just prior to that, LaVar had pulled his team from a game after getting a technical up 9 in the second half.
Sure.
Okay, so what happened was, so the question that we're going to have, all right, LaVar Ball, good for basketball or bad for basketball?
Decided.
Show one.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, show. 1, 2, 3, show. All right,
okay.
You go.
Oh
yeah, I want the rebuttal.
Okay.
I want the rebuttal.
I mean, this is really simple. How can you, the whole thing with him creating the shoe company, the Big Baller brand, and being this guy with his family, how can you cheer against that? I mean, that's my question. Is like, you're actually gonna hope for his failure and for Nike and for all of these big companies who are already hugely successful. You're really gonna cheer for them against this this guy who's just trying to build something. What I love about it, why I believe LaVar Ball in general, maybe as a basketball parent might not be the best example of a basketball parent, but overall for basketball, I think this is terrific. I believe that this is someone that has changed the game, and I'm a huge fan of the whole Big Baller brand. I'm a huge fan of Lonzo Ball. I'm a huge fan of LaVar because I believe that they're changing the game. I believe that you're gonna start seeing other athletes now come out and go, maybe I can create my own shoe too. Maybe I can create my own brand too. Instead of giving all the power to these big, huge companies like Nike, like Adidas, like all these brand names, you now give the small guy an opportunity. Now LaVar has shown people a way to promote themselves. Now he hasn't done it in the most tactful way. He hasn't done it in the most friendly way. He's been very I don't know what's the word. Obnoxious sometimes, but nonetheless, dude, like the guy gets the time. He's found a way to get the time. It's hard for me to cheer against him. So I'm hoping for all of their success, man. I believe that LaVar is great for basketball.
Is he the male Kardashians?
No.
Okay.
No, he's not, man.
All right.
He's not.
I disagree.
I know you do. Of course you do.
LaVar Ball
we talked about this a lot. Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible for basketball. Gosh, how much more of an old, crass, grouchy old man can I be? But man,
but there are a lot of people who agree with you.
Here's why he was terrible. Okay, this weekend, in the AAU Championship League, he got teed up, and I watched the game. He got teed up, and he rightfully got teed up. He was screaming at the ref, going crazy, and the ref, which was a female ref. Okay.
What does that have to do with it?
No. It has everything to do with it because no. I'm going to bring it up.
Male and the way
this is my point. Okay. According to LaVar, it has everything to do with it, and that's why I'm saying it. Okay. She was extremely patient. All right. Now the name of the group is Court Club Elite. All right. This is the group that provides all of the referees for the Adidas Summer League AAU Championship. They just severed ties with Adidas. What happened was she teed him up. He went nuts, ballistic. Right. Later on, he had another tee. He was tossed from the game. He had her, I'm sorry. He had her removed from the game mid-game after teeing him up. Okay?
Yeah.
After the game, he says, she's probably a great ref for the women, but this is a men's game. Okay? That's why it has to do with women is he does not think that she should be reffing a game because she's a woman and she teed him up. Now, we all know that LaVar has got...
No. He didn't say that.
I mean, he said it without saying it. All right.
He's not saying all women. He's not saying all women are bad. He's saying that woman is not good. Maybe she might be
right.
For
I mean, okay. So what example is this giving to people coming in that you can act like a complete fool, and if a ref tees you up, rightfully so, and the Court Club Elite reviewed it and said he deserved to be teed up. Okay. She did the right thing. Of course, LaVar's going to disagree. So if you disagree with the ref and you're belligerent to him and you're cussing them out and they tee you up, you have a right to ask to get them removed, to have them pulled from the game. That it's going to set a standard that is just terrible. It's going to set a standard that if you don't agree with someone, I mean, that's the liberal way, right?
Okay.
I don't agree with you. You need to get out. You're gone. It's done. He's terrible for basketball.
Dude, here's what I'm gonna say, man. If you've been to any of the college games or of the high school games right here in our town, you know. You know. Yes. You know where I'm going, right? You know where I'm going.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, the referees are awful.
They are terrible.
They are awful.
They are terrible. The worst I've seen.
But to all of the, to that referee community or whatever it is, they don't care what you or I think. So they don't care what LaVar thinks. They don't care what people say. My point is that a referee can be awful, but the organization that they work for has to back them up. So here's the thing is, I have a source. I do have a source, okay?
We're gonna check this source.
Who's there at the game? All right. She has a son who plays in the same AAU league, and she agrees that this ref sucks, dude. She agrees that this female ref sucks. She 100% agreed and said that this lady needed to be kicked out because she does that all the time. She has her favorite teams. She calls She makes calls against her favorite teams, and or against the teams that she don't like, and she makes calls for her team. This woman tells me, and I'm telling you right now, Hala, back me up on this, okay? I'm gonna throw your name out there. She tells me that this ref does it all the time. That she's a bad ref, and she picks sides. She does not like LaVar's team. She does not like what LaVar stands for basketball, and she does this to him all the time, and to other teams as well.
Okay. You played ball growing up.
I'm
right?
just saying.
No. I get it.
There are bad refs out there that their organization
refs.
has to stand behind them. If we go out and ask any of the refs in Hilo, would you agree? Because we've been to
They
games
suck.
where the refs are terrible in Hilo.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And if
They're
you're a ref
bad.
watching this, you are terrible.
I'm sorry. There are like
done.
a couple of good refs. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But overall, the refs are not. I mean, they don't do a very good job. They call phantom calls. They don't let the players play. It's all about them.
Okay.
That's the kind of ref that I cannot stand.
Okay. Time out. And I get all that. I'm with you on all of that. Okay? We've all played the game. We've had shitty refs before. Crappy refs.
Yes.
Right? You have to work around it.
No.
In the middle of a game? No, you can protest after. Hold on. You can protest after and say, I don't want that reffing any more games. They're prejudiced against us or this or that. But in the middle of a game, you have to work through it. I've played with the worst refs. I got teed up a ton. I know it's surprising to you guys.
I've never got teed up.
I got teed up, on a regular. All right? And F, I know you can vouch for this. But you had to play through it. If you know that ref is out to get you, you have to play through it and you protest after. You don't stop the game, stop the whole flow of the game, and have it be all about me, because that's what LaVar is. He is the male Kardashians. It is, but I'll give you this.
He's a great promoter, man.
He is a great promoter.
What I'm gonna say.
And I applaud him
He
for
gets
getting
the time for free, dude. He doesn't
yes.
pay for any of this time.
I know. I applaud him for getting his kids the airtime, because he, in terms of a promoter, he's a master promoter. Okay, I will give you that. But I think it's bad for basketball, because I think he's setting up precedents that is just terrible. So,
and
so
that's why I think he's good for, the fact that he's able to get a ref kicked out at the end of the game, or in the middle of the game. I think that's great for basketball, man.
All right.
Because you cannot let the refs sabotage games, man. You just can't do it.
I
It's been
hear you.
happening long enough.
I hear you.
It's time to change it, man.
All right. So good for basketball, bad for basketball.
Absolutely great for basketball.
Choose a side.
Man.
All right, you guys.
Go Big Baller Brand. Go international.
Hashtag boycott. All right, you guys. That's it for Decided. All right.
Time.
We want to know from you, who won today? Okay? Chime in, subscribe, follow us, watch this video on Facebook, and let us know, whose side are you on?
Right.
That's it. That wraps up this episode of Decided. He's Chris. I'm Tony. We'll catch you next time.